S2E9 of Tiger's SportsPage. I'm your host, Angelina Lopez, and today we're joined by our football coach, Leon Paul. How are you, Coach?
I'm blessed. Blessed to be here. Blessed for this opportunity to be interviewed by you, Miss Angelina.
We're going to start this segment off with a recap of our season. So, we started this season off pretty rough, pretty good, but um, do you think the players and the coaches met the expectations y'all had set during the beginning of the season?
Yes and no. Uh, I would say yes because with all of our games, we want to be competitive.
Yes.
I would say no because we wanted to win all the games, and we didn't. But our main goal this season was to get to the postseason, and we did that sooner than what everybody thought. Um, Us getting to the playoffs first time in 6A, I think is a huge leap for Lancaster, and I think it sets the tone for Lancaster athletics here going forward. That they see that if we can do it, especially in the district that we're in, all teams can do it. We just have to make sure that we're disciplined. We have to make sure that we're steadfast, and we have to make sure that we have the confidence to do it because we have the athletes.
Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about our teams making it to playoffs. More precisely, our players. How's the team's health, their mental and physical health going into this playoffs?
So going into playoffs, we're going to be healthier than what I thought. We was able to sit some guys out these last couple of games so we can have them ready for playoffs. This week we're getting one of our starting O linemen back. We're also getting a starting D lineman back. They got a little banged up along the way. So going into playoffs, we should be full tilt. The last couple of games, we had one hand behind our back, but the other guys stepped up and they played their role. And what we did is we gained depth. We gained depth that if somebody does go down, we have the trust of the other guy that had to step up previously to step up in the playoff game. So everything worked out in our favor.
That's good. This is being recorded a day before your final game of the regular season, but was released a day after your final game of the regular season. At the time of the recording, we know you'll play a team from Killeen. We just don't know which one. What do you know about the Killeen teams, either Harker Heights or Shoemaker, the potential first-round playoff matchups?
So we have two different scenarios. If we're blessed and fortunate enough to win this game tomorrow night, which we plan on doing, then we'll have our first playoff game here at home, and we'll play Killeen Shoemaker. If for some reason we go out there and we don't win the game, then our first playoff game will be in Killeen, and we'll play against Killeen Harker Heights. And then both of those game times will be at 7 p.m.
7 p.m., yeah. The last two home games were a big distraction games, homecoming and senior night. You have those type of games for your team. Is it a distraction? How so? What do you keep coach? You've said before in the past interviews that they weren't a distraction for your team. How so? And what do your coaching staff do to keep that team focused?
So tomorrow, I wouldn't say it is a distraction. I would say it's a bittersweet moment. These seniors this year are special to us because we all came in at the same time. I came in as a first-year head coach, and they came in as a first-year high school student in the same year of 2021. So we've been together through the good times, through the rough times, but the thing is we stuck together. So seeing those guys walk out tomorrow with their parents as their last official home game, not including postseason, I'm honored to have been their coach. So I know that they're going to play hard tomorrow night for me, and I'm going to coach hard tomorrow night for them. So it's not a distraction. It's one of the things that since their freshman year we've talked about, and now it's finally here, and it came just a little too fast, but we got to make sure that we take advantage of the moment and live in the moment, and we'll worry about the next day.
Now that we're at postseason, what expectations does the district have for you, and what expectations do you have for your players, and how will you meet those expectations?
it's hard to say what expectations does the district have for us. Uh, I think that the district knew that we was coming into a district that was going to be a tough battle. Um, I knew that the district wanted us to make playoffs, and we've done so. So hopefully we made the district proud coming up to 6A and making the playoffs. As far as the expectations for us and this football staff, the expectations every year is to play 16 games. If you don't play 16 games, then you don't have a chance to win a state championship. We have to play 16 games, and in the last game, we have to win it. And if you do that, then you're a champion. So our mindset and our expectations are one game at a time, 1 week at a time. There's a lot of teams that are undefeated, and they're going to make it to postseason, and they might get out round one. So the regular season record doesn't matter. It matters about your record in the postseason. And next Friday we plan on being 1-0, and then the week after that we plan on being 2-0, and then 3-0, and then 4-0 until we're in the state championship, and then hopefully we're 6-0. So that's our mindset. We've been working very hard for this opportunity for 6A, and now it's here. So now it's up to us and the coaching staff to make sure that we execute the game plan, make sure that we stay disciplined, make sure we stay steadfast in our goals, and make sure we accomplish them.
Thank you so much, Coach. Did I forget to ask you anything, or would you like to add anything?
I would like to add a lot. Um, Making the jump from 5A to 6A, I underestimated. Uh, I underestimated it because I know that we have the talent that any other school in the state of Texas has. What I underestimated is the difference between the competition of a 6A program week in and week out. Every game this year has been a dogfight. And I'm just so grateful that these kids are willing to fight. I'm so grateful that our teachers are on our kids about our grades and make sure that they tell the coaches when a kid is slacking off so we can get on those kids, so we can make sure that all our kids are turning in their work on time and passing their classes. I'm very grateful that they up their standards, that we're moving to 6A, and therefore our kids up their standards in the classroom, and we're able to have 100% completion, passing rate going into the playoffs. I'm grateful that our athletic trainers understood that being a 6A was going to be way more competitive, and they upped their game as far as keeping our team healthy. Because we played in some tough games this year, and they've done a phenomenal job from the athletic staff to the student athletic trainers. I'm grateful for our athletic department because they put more into athletics, knowing that we're going up to a 6A. They have us at a 6A standard with all the upgrades to facilities, with all the upgrades to the coach's office. It feels like a 6A program over here year one. And sometimes you have to have an adjustment, and you have to keep moving to be at the 6A level. They did it in a short amount of time, so I'm just grateful for everybody that took a part in this and watch us through our playoff run. I believe we're gonna make people proud.
Thank you. Thank you for tuning in this week. Come back next week as we interview our head wrestling coaches, Jerry Sands and Vivicia Outlaw. Those of you listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast app, either Apple Podcast or iHeart or Spotify, please like and rate us. That will allow us to appear higher in rankings and gain more listeners. If you're watching the YouTube feed, which comes out a bit later than the audio feed, please like and subscribe to the channel. You'll be notified every time we post a new video. Tyler's Sports Page is a production of the Weibo Podcast Network. It is produced with the cooperation of Lancaster ISD Department of Athletics and the Lancaster ISD Department of Communications. Thank you again, and thank you for listening and watching. I'm Angelina, and we'll see you next week. Bye.